So, what we're talking about today is about business analytics, how organizations can become business analytics focused organizations or business analytics driven organizations. What we mean by business analytics in the first place was it's quite a generic term. You would have heard it a lot of time. A lot of people talk about analytics, right? So to give you an introduction of analytics and then specifically about analytics and the convergence between analytics and collaboration. Right? So what collaboration means to the whole analytics world. So essentially, from the whole point of view that most often, while traditionally when you look about analytics, it's about targeted at one specific individual. So one individual may be receiving some dashboard or some report or some results of some analysis and then him taking a decision on that. Right? That's how it has always traditionally been. But then all of us know that, most decisions are not taken in isolation, right? So when you look at how decisions are taken in organizations, people interact with others, people have discussions, people have meetings, they collaborate, and that's how they take decisions. So that's one of the aspects that I'll be talking about, right? And it's a very small audience that we have right now, right? Just about, I think, 7-8 people in the room. So we can keep it very interactive, right? So you can tell me what is of interest to you, and I'll focus on that. Or if you have any questions, I'm willing to take them even in the middle of the presentation. Right. So this is something which you would have probably heard about earlier in the day as well, about the whole Smarter Planet agenda of IBM, the whole concept of how the world is becoming more and more instrumented, more interconnected, more intelligent, with an enormous amount of data being generated every day. And business analytics is a very, very core part of the whole Smarter Planet theme, right? And the reason it is very core to it is because, if you really think about it, given any two organizations, right, and everything else being equal, what really differentiates them in terms of the outcomes that they deliver is the quality of decisions that they make, right? And those decisions are essentially based on the actionable insights that they're able to get from the trusted information that's available to them, right? So as we all know, organizations over the past 20 years or so, they've made enormous amount of investments in ERP systems, in core operational systems, in CRM systems, and so forth. And there's a lot of data that these systems are generating, right? But very often what happens is that a lot of this information continues to remain in those information silos. While some organizations may have even integrated the data into something that they may call as a data warehouse, they still are not able to get the real insights that they should be getting from that data warehouse, right? So organizations today are still challenged in terms of being able to achieve this. Right? Whereas the focus should be to kind of utilize all of this information, all of this data that these systems are generating and convert it into that trusted information that the organization can really make to get actionable insights and make smarter decisions. Right? So at this point, I just wanted to share some statistics with you. This was the result of some surveys that were done by independent organizations, by the Palladium Group and some consulting organizations as well. Right, so what we have here is a statistic, right? X percentage of managers using the wrong information at least once a week. So we have managers here who actually take decisions based on wrong information at least once a week. So can you guess what percentage this is? So we've got some goodies here for giveaway, right? So this is just a guessing game. So any guesses that you might want to take? 70%? Okay. Any other guesses? 90%? Sorry? Right. So we'll look at the results. You seem to have, maybe in the real world it's not really as bad as you guys make it out to be. Or let's say what percentage of a typical workforce does not understand the organization strategy, right? So just think about it, right? So if we were to get on the dais today and we were to just ask, assuming if the room was full and if we were to ask the room full of people, to come up here and elaborate what their organization strategy is. And secondly, what is the role that their unit and they individually have to play in that organization strategy? Right? How many of them would really be able to? Okay. So I'll show you the real statistics as well. So the answer to the first one was about, in the 40 to 45% range. So it's not really as bad as you guys made it out to be. But yeah, it's pretty bad, right? If you have business managers taking decisions, on wrong information at least once a week, then it's pretty bad, even for 40%. And if you look at, the number of people who really do not understand the organization strategy or not able to articulate it, it's as high as 95%. So some pretty gory statistics out there, right? And that's why we're talking about the whole concept of an analytics-driven organization. So what we mean by an analytics-driven organization is an organization that is able to make a journey from having an obstructed view of what is happening within the organization. And when we say obstructed view, the view is really obstructed because while there's a lot of data that is being generated, it's kind of still in those individual silos, right? Still in those individual IT systems that have been implemented over a period of time. right? So moving from an obstructed view to a situation where business managers are really aware of what is happening around them, both within the organization as well as outside. Right? So the sphere of this information, so we're talking not just about the information which is within the organization, but let's say if you're talking about, let's say a products company, then what are people in the market talking about their products, right? So what are the views that are being expressed maybe on Facebook or, any of the other collaboration sites? So moving from being distracted, when we say distracted, we're talking about, let's say in a lot of organizations, I mean, there may be a lot of metrics that they've been monitoring, there have been systems which may have evolved over a period of time, right? So from a point of view of monitoring all of these metrics versus really focusing on what is it that is really important to the organization. What are the key performance indicators which really will help the organization track its performance, track its progress towards those strategic objectives, right? From fragmented to aligned, right? So there's a lot of talk about alignment, right? So where, let's say everybody in that organization, like the point that we spoke about earlier. So in an aligned organization, you would have a situation where everybody in the organization, irrespective of which business unit they belong to, or which team they belong to, which function they belong to, they would have an understanding of what the corporate strategy is, what the corporate priorities are, and what is the function, what is their individual unit and their individual contribution to be towards that larger strategy, right? So that's what we're talking about alignment. Or from rigid to agile, right? So in today's business climate where things kind of are changing so rapidly, right? Where there are input costs changing, where there are forex rates changing, where there are so many different factors which influence the organization's performance that keep changing on a day-to-day basis with the dynamicity of all of those macroeconomic factors. How can the organization be really agile in its response to those changing market dynamics, right? So that's what we're talking about. And then moving from being reactive to being proactive. So it's really about being able to anticipate and shape business outcomes than just being reactive and looking at what has happened in the past. So that's our vision of business analytics. And in terms of, our customers, in terms of the customers that we talked to, so this was an output from a finding of the global CIO study that IBM conducts once every 2 years. So you must have seen a lot of these slides probably today about the global CIO study, the CFO study. I think Chetan just referred in the earlier session to the global CEO study. So from the global CIO study, it turns out that business analytics is the number one priority for CIOs, right? So it's almost about 83% of them said that is their number one priority. This is an outcome. So I wanted to take one slide from the IT perspective and one from the business perspective. So for the business, since you may be from a cross spectrum of industries, I just chose the CFO study. So in this, there were a lot of CFOs that were interviewed, including about 129 CFOs to be precise from the Indian subcontinent. And they were asked to name what are their top 3 priorities, right? And this was across, priorities related to their core finance function as well as enterprise focused. And enterprise focus also becomes relevant if you look at, the changing role of a CFO in the sense that how they are now looked upon by the organization to kind of more actively contribute to organizational strategy rather than just being, a bookkeeper, right? So the number 3 priorities, the first one was about providing inputs to enterprise strategy. Second was about measuring and monitoring business performance.